Hello.
Hi, I'm Bailey. No, you said
Carla.
first. I'm Carla.
I'm Carla.
And I'm Bailey. Oh my god. It's been so long since we've shot one of these. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the past, our videos have been kind of negative if we ever mention Venice. And a lot of you have asked why, and they want to know the story. And the story is pretty anticlimactic, but before anybody will flame us or get mad in the comments, your anger is valid, but also our opinions are valid. So
I mean,
it is what we don't.
We're not saying that Venice is not a beautiful city or whatever. Just like our personal experience was like hell.
You're probably wondering, how could anybody hate Venice? Like, who in their right mind would hate Venice?
So
the most beautiful city in the world.
Yeah.
It's full of canals.
Yeah.
Canals. There's water. Fucking water, dude. There's water in a city, dude.
But
You just jump in, dude. Carlo's Italian. I've been in a relationship with him for 6 years.
Yes.
It was my first visit to Italy.
So my mom, being who she is, went completely insane on what she
Trips.
needed to visit of Italy. So we went to Florence, Pisa,
Venice,
Rome, Venice. We did everything we could, and
it's because Carlo's parents didn't think we would still be together, and they thought this would be my only trip and wanted to give me the trip of a lifetime.
I
know, it's nice. It was
And
good
they
of them.
were
I'm not complaining. It was the most amazing trip ever.
I was like, well, Venice is kind of nice. And I was like,
yeah, you should go to Venice.
I was like, okay, how are we gonna fit it in? And she was like,
You just go one day.
I was like, one day, the night.
Take the train in the morning, visit Venice for a few hours, and then come back at night.
So basically what we did was, she woke up at 6.
I remember I woke up at 4.
We had the train to go to Venice at 7:30. From Turin, it's 4 hours. So we packed everything. We had this huge backpack with everything we needed for the day, included lunch.
And two fizzy water bottles. How did you not? Okay, Americans don't drink what's the word?
What's the word?
Fizzy. What is the word?
What's the word? What's the word? What's the word?
Carbonated water. The thing is that I'd never had it before, and it's all the water that Carlo brought. That for me, that was one of the worst things because it was so hot, you guys. It was so hot. The depths of Italy, it was hot as balls, like Satan's butthole hot, and I was sweating so much.
I mean, we packed...
I was so thirsty, and I kept drinking this water, and it kept burning my throat, and I was like...
There is also, we get to Venice, and
thousands of people were there.
Venice is packed. There is not one single cloud in the sky.
The steam is rising from the waters, and it smells bad.
Yeah.
Venice, no one tells you.
But, so we get on the boat bus, the thing.
That big ferry thing.
Yeah, that goes to the Canal Grande. Until there, it's pretty beautiful. We're tired.
Well, I mean, so the thing is that we are complaining a lot in retrospect, but at the time, we did notice how beautiful it was.
Yeah, we were
holy cow, we are in Venice. It is a moment of, wow. You know, not everything was a nightmare hell.
Lunchtime comes, and we packed our own lunch. I think it was cold pasta with mozzarella, something like that. And we get into this little square that we find at a certain point, we unpack our lunch, and the cold pasta is all melty. I think it's steamed in my backpack. Yeah. After lunch, we got lost.
We got lost. I think we were I don't know what we were looking for, but it's the thing that nobody tells you about Venice is that nobody lives there. It's not a real city. It's not a real town. No one lives there. People might live there.
Some people
But
do.
it feels like a complete tourist trap. There's no life at all. No one's hanging laundry outside of their windows, which is not very common. No one's...
We're talking about the main...
It's all tourists.
The main center.
But even but we got lost on the outskirts and no one was there. And that was the biggest disappointment to me. That everything was hotels and shops.
I mean, yeah, the main
it's
city.
just sad, you know? In movies and paintings and stuff, they paint a picture of oh, it's just this casual, Italian village where people live and it's very nice. There's canals and there's locals and there's not. There's not. It's just a tourist trap.
Every time we turn into a street that we thought was gonna
lead us back into the square,
it would end in water. We were what the
oh,
fuck?
that's true. We would be go down an alleyway. This is the way to the square. Ugh. There's water.
So, yeah.
So that's when we jumped in. We swam. and then we drowned and we're dead. We're both ghosts right now.
My Google Maps wasn't working. Google Map is not as good as today. And we find this guy. We were like, okay, he's gonna tell us what to do, where to go. And this guy only speaks like straight Venice. He starts talking, and I'm like,
I remember that. I like didn't.
And I didn't understand a single thing.
Okay, because that was my first trip to Italy. I did not understand that you guys have dialects and stuff. Like, I had no idea. I was like, how can you not understand him? Like, even in the USA, if someone has a very strong accent, you can still like work out what they're saying.
No, he was speaking really fast and like in a Veneziano, and I was like, I didn't understand a thing. So we kept walking because clearly he couldn't like really explain anything.
Like, that was such a nightmare.
And we get to the station like 1 hour before our train, and we just like collapse on the floor. And that was our trip to Venice.
And everyone is going to say, you don't hate Venice, you hated your trip to Venice.
Which is true.
Yes, you're right. But also, Venice for me personally didn't live up to the expectations. Oh, all of the churches were being worked on. You couldn't see like a single one. Like all of the churches were covered up.
I still like don't want to go back to Venice in the summer. Like I am done with that. So
we'll go in
maybe
like
in the spring or fall,
autumn,
if ever happens.
Like, we don't hate Venice.
No, I never hated Venice.
We hated our experience, and I'm sad about it because it was my first trip here.
Everything else was
everything
great.
else was amazing and beautiful. Like,
Rome was insane.
See, like the same thing that would have like bothered me in Venice. Like, you could argue the same thing in Rome. Like, there's too many people, there's too many lines. Like, it's really hot and da 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 da. But at least Rome was a real place with real people living there. It came off as very like staged to me, and I was kind of.
The city center, like
it's not even just the city center. Like, even the gondola rides, like they wear these half-assed costumes, and it's so disingenuous, and it's like just one. It's like a theme park, but a theme park of suffering. In the comments down below, tell us how to visit Venice, because we don't know. Maybe other tourists could figure it out way better than us.
Yeah, I feel like if we'll go back, it's like, oh, this is not.
Why were we suffering so much? Thanks for watching, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. We don't post very often, but when we do, it's quality content, right? I work really hard on this content.
I know, she does everything. Come back. I guess subscribe.
No, we're done. We're done here.